Okay. So as Cindy said, I am the Chief Growth Officer at SP Plus, and I've been at the company a little over 4 years. My background prior to coming to SP Plus is I spent the early part of my career with the online travel company Orbitz. I was part of the pre-launch team and helping build that company and was there for a long time. And then spent a lot of time in the startup industry, working with both travel companies as well as other e-commerce companies. And what was always interesting to me is that there were a lot of similar dynamics in the travel industry to the parking industry. And as I mentioned, I was at Orbitz, and essentially the script has flipped now in my career at SP Plus, where we are really the operator, the supplier, if you will, of parking content, parking inventory. And of course, we're working with all these different distribution channels. So I sometimes say to folks, as I describe what we do to people outside of our industry, Orbitz was a bit, and the relationship was like a Marriott, with a Marriott. And today, there are companies like a Spot Hero or ParkWiz that SP Plus works with. So bit about myself. Today, I am responsible for all of technology for SP Plus. So that includes everything from consumer technology to client technology to the technology that's at our facilities to our back office technology, as well as my team is responsible for things like marketing, revenue management, mobility partnerships. This all runs through our growth organization. So why are we all here today? Why did we set aside these 20 to 30 minutes? And I think what we wanted to cover today is what has happened. Of course, parking customers and clients have continued to demand faster and touchless and more intuitive technology, and this has become even more apparent, of course, with the pandemic that we all have been working through over the last almost 12 months. And what we have really focused on as a company is delivering high quality options to clients and consumers, and eliminating the need to shop multiple sources, and really leveraging our decades and decades of experience of operating parking facilities. And for us, what we've learned is that technologies need to be interoperable, they need to be adaptable, they need to be data rich, and these are things that I will talk about more today. In terms of learning objectives for this session, I think one of the things that's important and kind of fun for us to always look at is how has the parking industry evolved? What have we seen over even the last 10 years in terms of changes? And then we're going to talk about what are the technology solutions to meet the specific needs of a facility, and what those solutions could look like. And specifically, I'm going to give examples of some of the capabilities that SP Plus has. The other thing that you will see here today is we have many different services and solutions, and what we have become is really a single source provider of mobility enabled technology solutions for clients and consumers. So that's something that I'm going to hit on throughout the presentation today. So where did our industry come from? I mean, if you think back, you go back 10 years, I mean, it was almost entirely cash, right? And you had booths, you had cash pay stations, or coin boxes, I should say. And this is what our industry, looked like not that long ago. Then, of course, you had the evolution of pay on foot machines. So this reduced the need for consumers having to pay in lane. This was a win for both clients as well as consumers. It allowed you to get in and out of a facility faster. But as you can see in the picture furthest to my right, sometimes those pay on foot machines also are not seamless. And I think if anything, we all know that what consumers want now is a more touchless, hands-free experience. And of course, the other thing that I'm going to hit on a little bit today is gates. And gates have been around for a long time, and I think what we all know is there are challenges with gates. I think everyone who either operates a facility, owns a facility, or is a technology provider on this call has seen that picture on my left, which is when a gate is broken or someone has driven through the gate. There are other ways now to create a more frictionless and touchless experience for that consumer in a gated environment. So we'll hit on that a little bit throughout this presentation today. So what I thought would be helpful for everyone, and some of you have probably seen the news last year, but SP Plus, we launched our Sphere platform in 2020. And the timing of this was particularly interesting to us in that we really set out in 2019. We put together an entire technology and product roadmap, really focusing on SP Plus developing a suite of industry-leading solutions that really drives end-to-end mobility and delivers a frictionless experience. As the pandemic started in March of 2020, the capabilities that we were developing just became a lot more relevant. And so last summer we launched and debuted our Sphere suite of solutions. And they really fall into a couple categories. And I'm going to spend most of my time today talking about the category in the upper left, which is Sphere Commerce. But I did want to hit on some of our other industry-leading solutions, and specifically, how they're relevant for both consumers and clients. So Sphere Commerce, this is really our platform that supports really all of our B2C payment options, and we'll go into more details. Parking.com, this is a platform that we launched a couple of years ago. This is our direct-to-consumer experience, with a full suite of really consumer capabilities. It has a mobile app, both iOS and Android, supports monthly and transient activity. And this is something that we have thousands of locations that are on this Parking.com application today. The other category here in the middle is Sphere Remote. And so Sphere Remote, that is our technology platform that is also known as Remote Management Services, and it allows us to effectively manage an operation of a facility from a remote location. And we can handle in-lane issues as well as a variety of other services that we're able to provide from a remote setting. One of the things that we have seen a huge increase in, and we've talked about this publicly recently, is the demand from our clients to push more locations to remote management services. So we have over 450 locations that use our remote management services today, and this is only going to continue to increase. The other capability that I want to hit on below this is Sphere IQ. So this is really an intelligence platform, and included in this is what we call MySpot, which is a hub, if you will, that we use to manage all of our location content, rates, inventory. It's also the same system that we use to connect to other distribution channels. So we are able to pass rate and inventory information to other distributors of the locations that we manage and operate. The other things that are included in Sphere IQ are our analytics platform. So we've built out a robust analytics platform that gives our clients access to dashboards, but we also have an advanced analytics where we leverage our revenue management team to provide additional services to our clients. We also have a product called Rate Survey. This is a tool that allows us to effectively manage and monitor all of the online pricing. So obviously there's been a huge push over the years to move to selling more online and via reservations. So we've developed tools that allow us to monitor the pricing of all the facilities that we manage, as well as locations that we don't manage. So we can effectively price our locations. And so those are key parts of Sphere IQ. The last thing that I would mention as part of Sphere IQ is administrative services. So there are a handful of accounting related services that we provide, essentially enhanced bookkeeping services that we do, and that rolls up under Sphere IQ. Sphere Custom, this is a suite of capabilities that we've been implementing for years, and this includes things like parking guides that we build for clients. We do a lot of this in the commercial space, airport space, municipal space. We also build out tenant portals or other mobility applications for some of our clients. This is all custom work that the Sphere platform does. And then Sphere Express is essentially our suite of technologies that are really focused around essentially the movement of luggage around the aviation, cruise, and hospitality industry. So some of you probably have heard about the acquisition that we had made now almost 2 years ago, a company called Bags. And a lot of those capabilities reside here in Sphere Express. So what I'm going to do now, rather than just me talking, I'm going to play a quick video that probably not everyone has seen, talking about an introduction to our Sphere capabilities.
Leveraging decades of intelligence, innovation, and technology, SP Plus has launched Sphere, a suite of industry-leading technology solutions that drives end-to-end mobility to deliver a frictionless customer experience. Sphere includes Sphere Commerce, which streamlines facility access and expands digital commerce with sophisticated customer account management and a cutting-edge pricing engine. Customers benefit from touchless payment options for prepaid reservations and on-demand payments. Sphere Remote streamlines operations and reduces costs. Operating from a single offsite operation, Sphere Remote provides 24/7 automation and in-lane support for hundreds of facilities nationwide. Sphere IQ provides industry-leading analytics and management tools to enhance client operations and maximize results. This extensive intelligence platform offers clients critical insights into operational and business performance. Sphere Custom delivers unique client solutions that attract and retain customers, including parking guides, tenant portals, and mobile apps for large employers and municipalities to show parking availability in real time. Sphere Express streamlines travel for aviation, cruise, and hospitality customers with solutions that include remote check-in, group travel, and same-day or delayed luggage delivery. Ultimately, Sphere transforms the way our clients conduct business, all via a single-source solution from SP Plus.
Great. Well, we're going to keep going. So what I wanted to hit on and spend some time on is probably the most interesting part for this group today, which is really around Sphere Commerce. And so we've really developed a couple products around Sphere Commerce, specifically reservations, which of course have been around for a long time. Our reservations platform is connected to parking.com. On demand, which I will talk about in a little bit more detail. A mobile point of sale system that we have developed that we recently talked about in our most recent earnings release and analyst call, where we've used our own mobile point of sale system for events. We've used this to support essentially baggage check-in related services at the Tampa airport. And so this is a platform that we have built out that can really help us and our clients provide a seamless solution. And then the last piece under Sphere Commerce is enforcement. So we have our own enforcement application that we use and our teams use to essentially enforce the locations that we manage where there is not revenue control gated equipment. So Sphere Commerce, we talked a little bit about online reservations. I think this group is familiar with reservations. In terms of on-demand, there's really two scenarios. So there's on-demand gateless. So picture that being a ungated surface lot. And essentially what we have developed on the parking.com platform, where we have both a responsive website and via a mobile app, we allow customers to pay essentially via Zone, via QR code, and via text. So we launched this capability last year. Sitting here today, we have enrolled over 300 of our locations to this platform. And this is one where we've really made it easy for consumers. Going back to that picture that I was showing earlier where consumers had to walk to a pay station, they had to touch a pay station. Now what we're able to do is provide our clients and consumers a touchless experience. On-demand gated. So this is perhaps the newest and most exciting really development that we have right now, both for our company and changes in our industry. We're basically via essentially Bluetooth QR code, an NFC tag, a text message, we are able to allow a customer to get in and out of a facility. I think the best way to depict this is a video, which I will show here in a second. But I did want to hit on just these couple other capabilities here. So the mobile point of sale system, which I mentioned earlier, we also have a valet solution. So this is something that is important for our clients. It's important for consumers. We have ticketless options, text ahead options, and in terms of enforcement, the other thing that I would just highlight here is we support automated enforcement as well. So camera-based enforcement. In addition to having our own employees doing enforcement manually at locations, we do have automated enforcement now as well. So what I wanted to do is play our Sphere Commerce on Demand video, which will give everyone a better sense of how this process actually works. I realize many of you are familiar with it, but I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
Leveraging decades of intelligence, innovation, and technology, SP Plus has introduced Sphere, a suite of industry-leading technology solutions. Sphere Commerce on Demand delivers an enhanced, streamlined, and touchless user experience, providing the ultimate flexibility. Leveraging decades of intelligence, innovation, and technology, SP Plus has introduced Sphere, a suite of industry-leading technology solutions. Sphere Commerce on Demand delivers an enhanced, streamlined, and touchless user experience, providing the ultimate flexibility in how customers access and pay for daily and monthly parking. Using the parking.com mobile app or responsive website, customers can easily purchase their parking at both gateless and gated facilities as registered users or guests. With on-demand gateless parking, customers don't wait to pay nor physically interface with a machine or staff member. They simply use their phone with multiple touchless options, including parking.com Pay by app, text to pay, or scan to pay via app or responsive web. The Sphere platform uses license plate recognition for credentialing and cameras for touchless automated enforcement, or simply by providing an attendant with a mobile device. At gated facilities, a cloud-enabled gate kit controls access. Customers can use the parking.com mobile app to enter and exit. The app provides on-demand customers with multiple options for touchless payment, including Bluetooth, QR code, NFC tag, and license plate recognition. On-demand customers can also access the facility and pay for their sessions via phone or text message. Sphere on Demand, transforming digital payment and access, only from SP Plus.
Great. So Cindy, I'm going to hand it back over to you, see if there were questions from the audience. If there's things that I didn't address, I thought I would open it up to questions now.
Thanks, Jeff. I don't think there was a question on here. Rachel and I actually had a chat going, and I know she had a question.
So thank you. Yeah, we've done a lot of work, IPMI and of course our Research and Innovation Task Force on the roadmap to recovery and how that's impacted all the different sectors and segments. And no one has had an easy go of it the last 12 months. And I'm wondering what you're seeing, you know what I mean? Whether it's on, I know some of the institutional work that you guys do or the straight up commercial side, your municipal clients, what does that look like for, you know what I mean, the commercial operators, and how can we, I mean, essentially get some good data on our hands around what's coming next?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Rachel, this is the question that we get all the time. This is what we spend time talking to our clients about. I see that Mark Bauman, I think, had popped on to this session as well. He gets asked all the time. I think, what a couple things. I mean, I think back to a year ago and when this started, and I don't think any of us could have predicted what this was going to look like. But I think that the good thing for our industry is that it accelerated the need for us to advance our technology capabilities. And early on, we immediately started to figure out of how do we help enable touchless options at our facilities. So even things like adding readers to pay on foot machines so that people could essentially tap their credit card or use Apple Pay. Things like that just became accelerated. And then of course, the conversations that we have, with our clients now, it's around how we can help enable more touchless capabilities. So things like our on-demand gateless, our on-demand gated solution. There's obviously questions around how we can make our operations more efficient. So I hit on at the beginning a little bit Sphere Remote, but this is our remote management services have really seen tremendous growth during this period, and we expect that to continue. And I think overall, in terms of the recovery, I think, what we're going to see is it's not all cities and not all verticals are going to be the same. We already see that today. I think there's going to continue to be folks who don't want to go on mass transit, so like office commuters. And so as a result, there are cities where you're going to see a shift to more people driving. I think that's going to help a lot of folks in our industry, especially with that Monday through Friday office worker. I think the other thing too that I would just briefly mention here is some of the things that we've been thinking about from a marketing perspective. Monthly parking is probably not going to look the same as it has always looked, right? An office commuter, they maybe bought monthly parking, they drove 5 days a week. I think, it's going to be incumbent upon us to have different products for different office workers, because I think, one, as the recovery comes back, we don't necessarily envision everyone coming back 5 days a week. And, there's another segment of folks who will never come back 5 days a week. So having flexibility is going to be important. And I know, Rachel, this is a long answer, but I wanted to provide some additional color for you and for everyone else.